Hello, it's Mandy from Little People Nutrition, and on this week's Chit Chat, we're going to be talking about how to actually get your family and children to the family table to eat a meal. And it sounds kind of basic, right? But as I've been on this kind of book promotion at the moment, I've had people confide in me saying, do you know, we don't even eat at the family table. And these are people that you think of as sort of like healthy people in inverted commas. And I tell them, no worries. So many people do not eat at the family table. They eat on the couch, they eat watching television, they eat at the kitchen bench, they eat at the table but not with their family. It's really common. And even though we all know that it's important to eat together at the family table, that we will have a greater intake of fruit and vegetables, we'll have a greater intake of a variety of food groups, a greater social and emotional connection with our family and our children. Sometimes life just gets in the way, but how do we create that special time all together at the family table if we want to do that? I've got 3 little tips for you today. My first tip is to just start. It's not rocket science. It's like when you're trying to get into an exercise habit, a cleaning habit, learning to play the guitar, or getting your child to sleep in their own bed. All you've got to do is just start. And I think people get really frightened because they think, oh God, I can't eat every single meal at the family table. We're too busy on Mondays. We've got netball on Tuesdays, etc., etc. The research shows you only need to have 3 meals a week to actually have that benefit of those, a better dietary intake, for instance. And so have a look at your diary. What days are the days that works for everyone? Is breakfast a good time to be able to come together? Or perhaps it's dinner, or perhaps it's lunch on a Sunday. Have a look at the diary and just start. My second tip is to throw it back to your family, your partner, your husband, your wife, your children, the family members in the house, and say, what would you like our family mealtime to be? You know, give them the opportunity to be part of the process of deciding what that family mealtime looks like. And that might be you set a sort of rules aside. It might be no screens, no TV. It might be we all need to wear a white t-shirt, or it might mean that Johnny has to bring this to the table, or whatever it is. The more involvement and engagement you can get from your family and children, the more buy-in you will get, and more likely that they will want to come to the family table. My third tip is to make it enjoyable. And that sounds so bloody twee and really frustrating if you've got young children. How do I make this mealtime enjoyable? But I promise you, if you can take a deep breath before you sit down, take the pressure off yourself and your children from eating everything on their plates and just enjoying the time that you're there together, you will in time build that trust with them, and their eating behaviors and sort of social connection and ability to be able to discuss and talk with you will improve as it goes along. All these things take practice, not just eating or not just guitar practice, but everything takes time to be able to evolve and develop as your family mealtime. So most eating philosophies actually go along that lines of not creating pressure, and it's not quick, these kinds of approaches, but they are the best approaches. So keeping it as relaxed as possible will hands down be the best way to go in the long term. So they're my little 3 tips for you today. To just start, involve them in the decision making, and trying to make the mealtime as enjoyable as possible. On that note, on the third one, if you do have little children, it does not need to be a Mexican fiesta or a 2-hour meal. The shorter and the quicker the better with little kids is a great way to get their engagement at mealtime, for them to eat their meal, ask to be excused, and off they go. You can't expect them to be sitting there for 30 minutes. Like 5-10 minutes is really as good as you're going to get, and just roll with it, right? On another note, my book, At My Family Table, obviously I love the family table, is for sale at the moment. And if you buy it before December the 10th, you'll get it in time, hopefully for Christmas. It's a great Christmas present. But the best bit is, I've got a competition going at the moment. If you buy my book before December 10th and write a comment in the post, which I'll put a link for below, you can go into the running to win a cooking and food education incursion in your child's early primary, preschool, or childcare centre. So get on there and have a look at the book. And thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you next week with another chit chat. Bye.